Alright, buckle up for a modern spin on this ancient tale. So, picture this, there's this mega rich king, Xerxes, who basically ruled half the known world back in the day, like, from India all the way to Ethiopia. This wasn't some small-time operation, we're talking 127 provinces. Now, this King Xerxes, he's living large in his fancy capital city, Susa. 3 years into his reign, he decides to throw the mother of all parties for all his VIPs, the top military brass, the regional governors, the whole 9 yards. And this wasn't just a quick shindig, it was a 6-month-long flex, a non-stop show and tell of his insane wealth and how awesome he was. He was really showing off his shiny toys. Once that marathon party wrapped up, the king decided to have a more down-to-earth, week-long bash in his palace gardens, open to everyone in the capital, from the big shots to the regular Joes. Imagine a garden decked out with the finest linens, draped from silver rings on marble pillars. The seating. Gold and silver couches on a mosaic floor that probably cost more than your house. And the drinks? Top-shelf wine served in unique gold goblets, no two were the same. The king was super generous, telling his staff to let everyone drink as much as they wanted, no questions asked. Meanwhile, Queen Vashti, who was no slouch herself, threw her own equally fabulous party for the ladies inside the palace. Then comes the 7th day of the big people's party. King Xerxes, feeling pretty good thanks to the royal vino, gets this bright idea. He calls his 7 personal assistants, these eunuchs named Nehuman and the gang, and tells them to bring Queen Vashti in, crown and all. He wanted to show off her beauty to everyone, because apparently, she was a real head-turner. But here's where the drama starts. Queen Vashti basically tells them, "Nah, I'm good." She flat out refuses to come. Can you imagine the king's face? He was absolutely livid, his blood boiling. Now, King Xerxes wasn't the type to just fly off the handle without thinking, well, maybe a little. He had a brain trust of legal eagles and wise guys who knew the ins and outs of the law. So, he calls in his inner circle, 7 top advisors who had his ear, guys like Karshena and Memucan. Okay, fellas, the king says, legally speaking, what do we do with Queen Vashti? She totally blew off my direct order. That's when Memucan steps up and says, Your Majesty, it's not just you she's disrespected. This is a slap in the face to all the nobles and everyone in your kingdom. Word's gonna get around, and all the wives will start thinking they can pull the same stunt on their husbands. We'll have chaos. No respect, just constant bickering. Memucan continues, so, here's the deal. If you agree, let's make it a law, a Persian and Median law, set in stone, no takebacks, that Vashti can never step foot in your presence again. And you should probably find a new queen, someone who actually knows how to show respect. He adds, once everyone hears about your royal decree, trust me, all the women, from the highest to the lowest, will finally get the message and respect their husbands. Well, the king and his advisors thought this sounded like a pretty solid plan. So, King Xerxes did exactly what Memucan suggested. He sent out official announcements in every language and script across his vast empire, basically saying that every man was the boss of his own household and should speak his own language at home. Talk about laying down the law.